Hello everyone. Today I want to talk to you about net neutrality. This is a huge controversial topic right now since it is still being reviewed in Congress. People often assume that everything on the internet is equally acceptable. Net neutrality demands that all internet service providers treat all web traffic the same. Basically, you could pay more money to access your favorite sites. What if you had to pay to make it go away? Without net neutrality, big companies with more money can sway internet service providers to cause more traffic towards them. So, while large companies can easily afford to pay internet service providers, some smaller companies cannot afford to. An incident like this has already happened in 2014. Before net neutrality regulations were enshrined in law, the US Comcast customers noticed Netflix streaming speeds plummeting. It wasn't until Netflix agreed to pay Comcast more money to increase streaming speeds. Companies are paying providers for the fast lane. Many people who use the internet to make money, like vloggers and video makers, have complained and are for net neutrality. There's a website with the domain battleforthenet.com where people from all over the world sign a petition and send a letter directly to Congress. Millions of people have sent letters in, hopefully to save their future internet habits. The only people who benefit from this ban on net neutrality is the internet service providers, like Comcast and Fios. The internet service providers, or ISPs, have access to connect consumers to websites. Without net neutrality, internet service providers could influence what you see and how quickly you see it while browsing. Some services could be slowed and manipulated by ISPs.
Can you explain net neutrality in a real-life scenario?
Okay, let's say that the internet service providers are the road that connects the web to the consumers. If everyone is stuck in traffic, no one can go faster than others. This means that everyone has the same opportunities. But to have access to the other fast lane, companies have to pay the internet service providers more money, which means small companies can't afford it. And ISPs have the right to revoke any restriction to any companies they want. So the ban on net neutrality means that some websites stuck in traffic can use another lane if they pay the internet service providers more money. Imagine an amusement park where people must wait in line in order to get on the ride. These people are all patiently waiting in line for the same ride, the same thing. What if there were people who could skip the line and get on the ride without even waiting? These people who purchased an express pass, which allows them to skip lines before ride. People would be upset because this is unfair. This is what net neutrality is hinting at.
So why are internet service providers doing this to their customers?
For the most part, it's for money. All internet service providers want is more money. Internet service providers can choose their customers and make them pay extra just because they can. Internet service providers will have the right to tax and restrict content to anyone, anywhere, at any time. This is how you won't have any other choice but to turn to the most popular companies because smaller ones won't have the chance to stand out. For example, you can be encouraged to get information by bigger corporations so you won't have access to information from other companies. Smaller companies cannot afford to grow without net neutrality. In conclusion, Congress has a right to appeal net neutrality. Many people have already delivered their letters to Congress to appeal net neutrality for equity.